This is what happens when you take 58 strangers, put them in a Discord server, and tell them to make a game. Chaos! Or maybe actually it was a bit more like a walk in the park. Maybe a cosy Japanese park with your friendly Shiro dog. That's right, 1 month into my game development journey, I joined what could be the largest game jam team ever. And you guessed it, we ended up making a game about a dog, a Shiro dog in a Japanese park that escapes the leash of its owner and runs around eating as many biscuits as possible. The Brackeys 2025.2 Game Jam kicked off at 11 AM on Sunday, and everyone immediately jumped into a voice call to brainstorm. Well, everyone except me, because I was at a festival and had absolutely no signal and didn't even know what the thing was. I was stressing out and looking like a right loser. But when I got home, I saw the epic 7-hour brainstorming call was just wrapping up. The team had decided to go for a 3D platformer. Heavy on the art and with quite a simple loop, collect as many biscuits as you can within the time limit, and then repeat. It makes sense, right? Keep the scope as narrow as possible and max out on creating tons of assets, as we had such a big team including a lot of artists. And not just the game had been decided, but also the team had been organised. Shout out to Klight and the other project managers who managed to find some sort of order amongst a huge horde of strangers. Here I am, your humble C# programmer number 3. Very quickly I threw together a prototype of the game loop, running around collecting biscuits with a timer that shows when your owner's going to come back and like a distance thing to see where the owner is so you can make sure that you're back in time. But after that, I wasn't really sure what to do. That's kind of it. That's kind of the game loop. As we said, it's quite a simple game. So what should I work on next? That night there was a programmer's call where they're going to go through best practices and I don't know what else because it was at 3 AM, so I was asleep and I missed it. Well, in the morning I discovered that we were using something called Miro, a project management tool. This is the end result at the end of the game jam. But yeah, you get the idea. And most specifically for me, we got this little programmers area. Zoom, 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 zoom. So here you can see what the tasks are. When I woke up, there was a list of a few things in the to-do list. But really, I was still not sure what to work on. And I've got to admit, those first few days really weren't very productive for me. There's 50 odd people on Discord, none of them who I'd ever met before. Who's doing what? Who needs help? What should I be doing? The 2 lead programmers were on opposite time zones for me, so I didn't really have anyone to ask. So what did I do? Well, I just ended up building a bunch of random features that I thought would be helpful and wouldn't step on anyone's toes. I made the audio manager. When the dog arrived, I built the cell shader, which was quite fun because I had no clue how shader graph worked. And it was quite a big learning curve for me. Once we had some animations, I built the dog controller. So the animations were from an asset pack and used root animation, which I'd never really done before. So that was a big steep learning curve, but fun, and had some nice idle animations, some Easter eggs such as the dog doing a poop if you hang around for too long in the right place. But then cut, start again. We're not using root animations anymore. Back to the drawing board on the controller. Built another controller. I spent half a day working on inverse kinematics, get the dog's feet moving nicely. Cut! Yeah, I knew those were a waste of time as I was doing it, but honestly, I didn't really know what else to work on. Once we started getting some assets in, I found a seesaw, so I made the seesaw move. There's some trees, which little did I know, these trees are actually just placeholders, but I made a nice tree bumping effect that shakes the tree and drops biscuits. Cut! Because, yeah, those were just placeholders. And then we ran out of time to actually wire up the proper trees. And then I also spent a lot of time fixing merge conflict errors that have been introduced. While this was all going on, I now know that the audio and art teams were doing some really great jobs, creating beautiful stuff, and a lot of it unfortunately never made it into the game. This is a real lesson for me, that in the future I need to plug in much more with what is going on in the other departments. Because this is how the game looked on Friday, 48 hours before the deadline. There's nothing here. How are we going to get this game out in just 24 hours? There's so much to do. But by this point, we'd all got much better at working together. And now it was crunch time. Sam, can you do the game over page? On it, let's go. Well, someone's already done the leaderboard. That's great. I'm just going to copy this and paste that in here and steal what people have done for the main menu look. There you go. That looks all right. 1 AM on Saturday, and I'm about to go to bed, hoping to have a bit of a more chilled day. Oh, Sam, can you do the leaderboard page as well? We need to put the UI into it. Okay, I'm on it. Saturday comes around, and it's starting to get there. All the art is looking great. The level designers haven't yet put it into the level yet, but Most of the assets are ready and the layout has been decided, so it's just a case of someone going in and placing all the things at the right spot, which they're going to do in the evening when they're all awake. For us on European time, we're working quite hard throughout the day. I didn't spend a lot of time trying to sort out bugs now that all the menus are lined up. I discovered there's some problems with the singletons. We've had a few changes to the singletons and now none of them actually work during scene changes. I spent quite a lot of time on that. Sound effects team asked, oh, how's the sound effects doing? Oh, who's putting the sound effects into the game? Oh, no one currently. Okay, alright, it's 10 PM, but I'll do what I can for the next few hours. I'll spend the next 3 hours adding sound effects to the game. Unfortunately, I only get about a third of the ones they'd created to put in, and we've got none of the NPC talking, unfortunately, because they sound pretty good. Here's a taster.
Don't do it, dog. Bark, bark, bark.
How can he go so fast? That was my biscuit.
Come here, boy.
Wake up on Sunday morning, it's 8 AM. Normally by this time the Americans are asleep, but they're still working, crunching hard, 3 hours to the deadline. Woo, the level is built. Okay, now we can test for bugs. Oh, bugs. So many bugs. Half the sound effects aren't in the game. The ones that we did put in are now broken, so quick, I've got to go doing that. I know the game settings are still set on the developer settings. The stamina isn't used, and speed is way too high. Quick, let's choose some random numbers. All this time we've got 5 or 6 people concurrently working, all trying to commit changes and not break each other's work and not create merge conflicts. We've now got an hour to go. Let's get this project built. Oh, the web one isn't building. Okay, quick, we'll do a Windows one. Let's get that up. Phew, that's up. Submit the game. Oh, all done. The game is released. We made it on time. Phew. Can't quite believe it. Of the 58 people who started, I think 48 ended up contributing, which is insane, really. And huge credit to everyone involved. You've heard about it from my point of view, which is just one small part of the pie, really. I haven't been able to talk at all about how the art department ran or how the sound effects were made and all that stuff. But I was hugely impressed by them. In particular, the 2 leads of the art department, Erin and Sudo, did a fantastic job. And I was constantly impressed about how they were able to get everything together and get everyone building stuff that actually came together and made what I think is actually quite a beautiful looking game. So the only thing left was to give it to our VIP tester to see what she thought. And I'm happy to say my 3-year-old daughter Luciana has spent a lot of time playing the game. She loves it. And that's what matters most. I don't have time to give a shout out to everyone involved, but you all did an absolutely amazing job. And I learned so much from all of you. As someone who would like to start their own video game company at some point, I feel like the lessons I learned on this game jam about management and working with a team and getting everyone working in the right direction have been completely invaluable. If we were going to do it again, I think I'd really push to try and get some sort of complete game out much earlier in the process. Because it was only really done in the last 6 hours or something before the deadline, it meant that we had loads of features that were ready and coded and had the art done and all this sort of thing, and then actually never made it into the game, which is really sad because people put a lot of effort into stuff. That bit of extra polish and putting in all those features we made would have really taken the game from where it is to something quite a lot better. Now over to the credits. Alright, Swanna. We'll stop for now.
Why?
Because that needs a bit more work. Now, I want you to look at the camera over here. And can you say what your favourite bit of the game is?
My favourite game is the dog.
What's your favourite bit?
The dog.
The dog?
Yeah.
What about the barking and the slide?
No.
The dog. Okay. Good work.